Now we're going to focus on front headlock and turtle, what to do in those positions as the top person and what to do in those positions as the bottom person, okay? So when I'm here with my partner, I get into this front headlock position. There's a lot of different ways to get into this position, but I've got a head controlled and an arm controlled, okay? So conceptually, when I'm looking to get into this, or whenever I'm in this position, I'm looking for two things, okay? I'm looking to submit my partner, or I'm looking to take my back. Now you can get a little bit more advanced than that. We can look to potentially like pin them from there and get their back on the mat. But right now we're looking for submission and we're looking for back take, all right? I've got a bunch of different forms of submission. Let's turn. I'm sorry. I've got a bunch of different forms of submission here, okay? So if he's reaching for my legs, I can start setting up chokes and I can start submitting my partner with chokes, okay? But there is an inherent risk with going for submissions from front headlock and the fact that if I miss these submissions and he gets free, I'm usually in a bottom position, okay? So when I'm in front headlock, we're running through a dilemma with my partner. If his hands are on the choke, okay, and he's defending the choke, go ahead and dedicate both hands. At this point, that's whenever I start taking the back, okay? But if his hands are on the floor and he's not defending the choke, that means I can't take the back because he's ready to start blocking my legs. So at that point, I start threatening submission. And I always need to be chaining this dilemma together, all right? So if I'm here and I really want the back and his hands are on the floor, at that point, I have to start threatening submission to get his hands to the choke, and then I can start transitioning to the back whenever he starts defending, okay? So remember, in front headlock, I'm looking to either choke my partner or I'm looking to take my partner's back, okay? And again, if I try to choke my partner while his hands are on the choke, go ahead. Okay, usually I'm not going to be successful. I'm going to go to the choke. He's going to slip his head, whatever type of choke I do, because he's got strong defensive measures in place. Okay, or if I try to take his back whenever his hands are not on the choke, at that point he's going to start blocking my leg here. He's going to start tapping my knee. Okay, and he's going to take me down whenever I try to rush to his back. Okay, so creating dilemmas with my partner in this front headlock position. Okay. On the flip side, when Jordy's on bottom here, he's looking to protect his head. Okay. So I'm here, I'm in the choke. He's looking to protect that choke, but he's also looking to not keep his back taken. So if he can start backing out of this front headlock, he'll take that. We're both looking for this angle battle. Okay. I want to win this angle going this direction. He wants to win this angle going this direction. Right. So we're constantly in an angle battle. I'm looking to control, and that's why I control his arm. I'll switch to this other arm. If we're here, he wants to, if I'm just holding his head, he can start winning this angle battle by walking, getting his head free, and start exposing my back. And he can start doing things like sucker drags or different things to start getting out here, okay? Or he can start sitting here and doing peek outs, whatever, all right? That's why I control this arm. If I can control this arm and control this chin strap, when he tries to win that angle battle, I can look to keep this arm to my chest. And when he go ahead and try to angle, he can't, okay? So I've got a strong chin strap on my partner. All the chin strap is, turn for the camera a little bit, I'm looking to basically grip underneath his chin and connect and keep my elbow tight to keep his head in position. And then I have that arm where I can win the angle battle and keep him from escaping, okay? Now, if he can start defending the choke, if he can start winning the angle battle, he'll start getting out of this position. All right, next, if I get to his back. So if I get to turtle. We have different forms of turtle here, okay? If my partner was a wrestler, they'll usually be in more of a structural turtle where they're trying to get back to their feet or they're trying to reverse position because they're not used to back takes. But if I'm going up against a jiu-jitsu person, they'll usually be a tight turtle. Well, they take their elbows to their hips, they're protecting their neck, okay, and they're keeping me from attacking them, okay? From this tight turtle, it's a lot more difficult for him to start achieving top position, but it keeps me from getting my hooks in and getting control, okay? So my goal from here, once I get to the back, should be to establish underhooks, whether double under or whether seatbelt, and then start establishing hooks from there, okay? So real basic. If I can put a hook in, if I can pull him to his back, I can start establishing back connection and start taking my partner's back, all right? He's doing everything he can to keep me from getting those hooks in this position, okay? So he doesn't want inside control at all. He's looking to stay tight. Now, his goals from this position. He can look to either stand up, right? So if he can stand up, go ahead. Yep. If he can stand up and get to a top position, he can start re-engaging with me back to his feet. Okay. He can get to a guard. So if he can roll over a shoulder and get to a guard, okay, at that point he can start re-engaging his legs and at least set up some offensive cycles from there. Okay. Or he can look to reverse position, right? If he comes in, you could do that, but let's just say if he just reverses position on me, right? So boom, he reverses position, whatever. We're not going to go into the complexities of switches and everything like that. But if he reverses position and gets to my back, that's another thing, okay? So from there, if we go into back to our feet, to a guard or reversing position, we can start winning bottom turtle, all right? So recap of this, if I get into front headlock with my partner, all right, I'm looking to control the chin strap, control the arm, and I'm looking to set up a dilemma. All right, if I can submit my partner, I will do that. So if his hands are on the floor, I'm going to start setting up submissions. Most typically, their hands will be on the choke. So at that point, I start taking the back. Okay, once I'm in that turtle position, all right, and again, the difference between turtle and front headlock, if this wasn't obvious, if I'm in front of his shoulders here, I'm in front headlock. If I'm behind his shoulders here, I'm in turtle. Okay, and so if I can consistently get to that turtle position and start exposing the back, that's really good for me. Okay, bottom person is looking to protect their neck, stay safe, keep hooks from coming in, and start escaping.